Hello everyone. This show is brought to you as a courtesy of Raj Malhotra IAS Institute, Chandigarh. In our today's lecture, I, Ayush Gupta, will be discussing with you the concept of account aggregators and everything that we are required to know about them. So as you know, by means of this show, I cover up the big picture debates of the Rajya Sabha TV, Indian Express's explained articles and the Science Monitor by Rajya Sabha TV to provide you with a perspective when it comes to question answer writing. So, the context for our today's discussion is provided to us by Indian Express's explained sections today's article that deals with account aggregators. So, basically from 2nd September onwards, 8 of India's major banks have joined the account aggregators network. This is going to provide customers with the benefit of being able to share their financial information seamlessly. This was started as a pilot project in 2016 and now has been opened up for all the customers. In order to understand the entire concept, we are going to answer this very small question, which is elaborate the concept of account aggregators along with its potential value creation in financial sector and probable challenges to its success. So let us start with it. So what are basically account aggregators? In order to understand this, we need to appreciate the fact that every individual today is dealing with multiple financial institutions. It is common for an individual to have 2 to 3 banking accounts. It is common for an individual today to have a demat account in order to invest in securities. Individuals are also dealing in mutual funds and also accessing insurance services for various insurances such as car insurance, fire insurance, life insurance. So, what happens when one financial institution which is providing you this service requires information from the other financial institution? For example, when you go to take a term insurance from a life insurance company, term insurance is insurance on your life for the entire year. So, supposedly you are demanding that you should be having 1 crore rupees worth of term insurance. Now, this life insurance company will ask you to provide it with your account statements so that it can assess your earnings. Now, you are having accounts in about 2 to 3 banks. Now, what are you going to do? So, the first option with you, if you are accessing those banks' banking apps, would be that you log on into all the banking apps, the 3 banking apps, and retrieve the account statement for the entire year. And then you are going to attach those account statements on your email and email it to the insurance company. And the problem compounds if you are not an accessee of the apps, banking apps. Then you will have to basically go to the branches, take your statements from there, consolidate those statements and then provide those statements to the to the insurance institution. Over here, the job of account aggregators comes in. So, account aggregators will be basically non-banking financial companies whose job would be to first take your consent that as to which information you require to be taken from the financial institution. So, I give my consent that account aggregator can take information with respect to my past year's account statements from these 3 banks. Now, account aggregators interface API will approach the financial information provider, which is the banks which are having your accounts. So, it is going to take your account statements from those banks, gonna consolidate it and will provide it to financial information user, which is the insurance company. And after getting that very information, the insurance company is going to provide you with the service of insurance. So, this is how the entire cycle is going to work. So, now, which means that data collection and collation and sharing are basically enabled through this very interface. अब API क्या होता है हम ये भी समझ लेते हैं सबसे पहले. So, for example, it is you are accessing a banking app. Now, you want to retrieve your information, your account statements from the bank. So, what you are going to do is that banking app which has all of your information is going to interact with the server of the bank, which has the entire information of the bank, and then going to retrieve it. So this exposes both the server and you to certain degree of security issues, because the server gets open to you and your personal information gets open to the server. With the coming of the account aggregator, there is an added layer of security added, and only the amount of information which is required will be taken from the server and provided to you. Now, who are going to be these financial information providers and financial information users? So these financial information providers and these financial information users should be regulated by one or the other regulator. Let us have a look at the definitions of all these three stakeholders. So who are going to be these regulators? It can be the RBI if you are talking about banks, Securities Exchange Board of India if you are talking about mutual funds. It can be the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority if we are talking about insurances, and likewise. And these account aggregators will only take that much information which has been required by you and given assent to you by you, and they are going to keep a record of all these assent. They are not going to use this information otherwise. And as it happens in Facebook, what does Facebook do? Facebook takes your information and shares it with other marketing agencies and earns their revenue that way. However, these account aggregators cannot share your information with unauthorized entities. Also, you will be having the right to rescind this assent also. Now, from where are then these account aggregators going to earn their revenue? Because account aggregators एक नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल कंपनी होएगी, एक प्राइवेट एंटिटी होएगी, तो उसको रेवेन्यू भी चाहिए. सो दीज अकाउंट एग्रीगेटर्स कैन नंबर वन अर्न देयर रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन यूजर्स. कैसे? अब इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के लिए हमेशा ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल होएगा इनको पैसा देना, बिकॉज व्हाट विल हैपन, सब नंबर वन, they are going to give them, provide with them verified information. There is no scope कि आपकी अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट फॉर्ज करके इसमें दी जा सके. So it is providing them with secure information. Secondly, it can also charge the customers, that is us, for its services. And how it is so? So basically यहाँ पे एक पिक्टोरल रिप्रेजेंटेशन है इस सिस्टम को समझने के लिए, एंड आगे हम जानेंगे कि इसके बेनिफिट्स क्या होते हैं. सो एज आई सेड कि जो डेटा फिड्यूशरी है, डेटा फिड्यूशरी का मतलब जिसे आप ट्रस्ट करके अपना डेटा दे रहे हैं, वो पहले तो अपनी रजिस्ट्री में डालेगी आपकी सारी कंसेंट्स को. ये एक डेटाबेस मेंटेन करेगी कि आपने अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट के लिए दिया था कंसेंट, आपने सिग्नेचर वेरिफिकेशन के लिए दिया था कंसेंट. ये कहाँ से ले सकती है? बैंक से ले सकती है, म्यूचुअल फंड हाउसेस से ले सकती है इंफॉर्मेशन, इंश्योरेंस प्रोवाइडर, ब्रोकरेजेस हाउसेस, टैक्स एंड जीएसटी प्लेटफॉर्म एंड अदर बिजनेस एंटिटीज. देन ये इंफॉर्मेशन दी कहाँ से जा सकती है? फ्लो बेस्ड क्रेडिट सिस्टम इससे बन सकता है, पर्सनल फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट, वेल्थ मैनेजमेंट, रोबो एडवाइजर्स, ये सारी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करी जा सकती हैं बाय फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन यूजर्स के द्वारा टू यू. सो यहाँ से आपके लिए वैल्यू क्रिएशन हो गई, तो आप इनको भी पैसा दे सकते हैं एंड मे बी अकाउंट एग्रीगेटर्स को भी पैसा दे सकते हैं. कहाँ कहाँ ये चीज़ें यूज आ सकती हैं, इसका रेवोल्यूशनरी इम्फेक्ट कहाँ होएगा, जो कि हमारा अगला क्वेश्चन है. सो बेनिफिट्स क्या हैं इस चीज़ के? सो नंबर वन, टुडे एज यू कैन सी दैट इंटायर लोन सिस्टम वर्क्स ऑन एसेट बेस्ड. सो क्या होता है, whenever you're going to go for a loan, the bank or any financial institution is going to ask you that you should put some asset as a collateral, and only then you are given loan. But what if you do not have any assets to put on collateral? In those very scenarios, you need guarantors and you need various other help so that your credibility can be assured. However, with the coming of the system, cash flow based loans can be provided and that system can be given a boost. Cash flow based loan कौन से होंगे? Supposedly I am running a company and my company is for the past 5 years having a regular cash flow a turnover of 5 crore rupees in year. 5 करोड़ मेरी कंपनी में आता है एंड 5 करोड़ आगे चला जाता है. सो विच मीन्स मैं एक क्रेडिबल बिजनेस कर रहा हूं. नाउ how is the bank going to verify that very thing? If the bank is having information through account aggregators, it can resource information from financial institution provided, that is which are my banks, and it can analyze that very information and see that yes, I was paying regular salary, I am paying regular, basically I am filing returns, GST returns with the department, and then on the basis of that cash flow my credibility could be established, and this can go a long way in providing loans to MSMEs. PwC, Price Water Cooper, so this is one of the big four companies. So it assesses that in next 3 to 5 years, roughly 27 lakh crore worth of rupees loan can be given on the basis of cash flow if this system gets complete synergy and gets into complete effect. Second thing, with respect to wealth management, by assessing all your financial investments and financial dealings, specialized algorithms can be used so as to guide you with respect to your financial future and financial planning. So earlier this sort of a facility is only available and could only be accessed by high net worth individuals who are ready to pay for it. However, by doing this thing, it will be possible for even small individuals, for the banks and institutions to help those small institutions in their financial planning. Besides this, it is also going to add and reduce a lot of incidental expenditures while verifying these documents and while availing services which require inter-financial institutions cooperation. So these are the three large benefits which we get from account aggregators. As you can see, this is the pictorial representation. First, agar iske andar this system will get more energized if even government departments come over it. Right now the government departments are not on board of it. So if income tax and GST departments come on board of it, then these income tax and GST departments can directly verify the account statements and filings with the financial information providers, the institutions, and this is going to first of all reduce their expenses and going to give a boost to our GST collections and the income tax collections, because this is going to give them greater clarity with respect to an individual's financial dealings. Secondly, lending and borrowing, as I have already explained to you, the cash flow based lending can be given a boost. Then wealth management and advisory services, as I just explained you, and lastly insurance. So by assessing your expenses, the insurance companies can see, and the quality of your expenses, the insurance companies can assess the risk associated by giving you insurance, and this can have an impact on the underwriting aspect. If you are an individual who pays his premiums on time, who have complied with every sort of banking regulation and stuff like that, then maybe your premiums could be rationalized. And if you come out to be as an individual who has been not very regular payer of his taxes or his dues, then in that very scenario the insurance companies can work out it in another manner. So basically the market size for account aggregators today is roughly between 400 to 500 million dollars in next 3 years. So itni badi industry ye ho sakti hai. So this would be adding a new industry to the fold of the market. Then as I told you that cash flow lending can be increased up to 27 lakh crore rupees over next 3 to 5 years. And as of now their number of IFPs, that is financial information providers, around 50 have come on board, and with respect to various other NBFCs also, and we can see a gradual increase in companies who are going to come on board. Every company is free to come on board, provided number one, if we want to be a financial information user, then it also has to be a financial information provider. Now in order to make any system a success, naturally there are going to be certain challenges. We're also going to encounter certain challenges. Let us see what are these challenges. The first challenge is going to be with respect to the apprehensions of security, privacy and accountability. So accountability इंश्योर करने के लिए स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर एंड गाइडलाइंस ज़रूरी होंगी अकाउंट एग्रीगेटर्स के लिए, फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइडर्स एंड फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन यूजर्स. सो इनके लिए एक सेट गाइडलाइंस होनी ज़रूरी हैं एंड ये भी देखने के लिए ज़रूरी है कि इनको अच्छी तरीके से रेगुलेट किस तरीके से किया जाए एंड इनके लिए पेनल्टीज क्या होंगी इफ़ दे वायलेट दीज स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स. Only then can accountability be ensured and confidence can be built up in this very segment. Then data security is one of the major challenge. So basically, since the entire system is internet based, so there is always possibilities these days with respect to hackers getting into the system and exploiting your information as well as the information of the banks. So robust measures need to be taken and confidence should be instilled by showing that the firewalls are so basically competent that it can prevent any sort of a hacking operation. Lastly, since this entire system is internet based, extreme level of IT technologies are required. So basically aspects like technology and UI and UX designs, privacy interface frameworks, API implementation, cyber security, audit and monitoring and of licenses, data warehouses will require significant IT capabilities across the AA ecosystem. So IT capabilities होनी चाहिए. Secondly, ये यूज़र फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए, ह्यूमन इंटरफेस फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए. रिसेंटली आप देखेंगे अभी अभी इंटरनेट IT डिपार्टमेंट का पोर्टल रिफर्बिश किया गया था बाय इन्फोसिस. However, that portal did not work. That portal wasn't that human friendly. And उसके लिए उससे result क्या हुआ? The entire filing structure is off today. So, therefore, given the number of tasks that this structure is going to do, given the number of data that it is going to process, all of this structure should be human friendly also, human centric design, and proficiency in design thinking will play a pivotal role in establishing user engagement and structuring an enormous amount of data for wide ranging insights. So basically अगर user friendly होगा, human centric होगा, तभी engagement ज़्यादा बढ़ेगी and तभी एक wide range of insights into the financial systems, into the financial workings of individuals can be gained. So this is going to also work as a means of inclusivity into the financial structure and going to integrate human beings, every individual more into the financial sector. So this is all with respect to today's lecture. The PPT is attached as a PDF along with this very lecture. Should you have any doubts, feel free to put those doubts in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to reply to them. Thank you and have a nice day.